Hello, and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series. So last week was an old song, and now this week is a new song, and I'm really excited about this song and this artist in general. If you haven't checked him out, definitely do. Definitely an interesting persona, I guess. Anyway, so the song is Introspective by Oliver Tree, and like I said, I'm really excited. A lot of the songs are really short, so that would mostly be my only complaint with the songs in general. They're like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. But they're really interesting, really good, and this song in particular definitely grabbed my attention the second I heard it. So the lyrics and the music start at the same time, and it's pretty simple. It's just like a guitar. But what makes the song really good is the way that he sings the lyrics, and I don't want to say the word sing-songy because it's not really like, but it is. No, it's not. It's not sing-songy. Don't listen to this and be like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to this song because she said sing-songy. That's not it. It's like the tone kind of goes up and down, and at the same time he's holding and pushing words together, and it just really makes the song fantastic, especially considering that pretty much for the whole song the instrumental part doesn't get super full and super loud. So the fact that it is still so dynamic despite the fact that the instrumental part is so simple is just a fantastic thing. And again, I really love the lyrics part of songs, so to me the fact that the lyrics kind of make the song super interesting, but then it's also like it has to do with the instrument part. It just really, I love this song, and I love the way it's sang, and thought all of those choices were great ones. Okay, so the first line of the song has the title in it. There it was, so introspective. And I really love this line, especially when you think about it in terms of the relationship to the next line, which says, I don't need things to get messy. And so I love the tense change there. There it was, right? So he's either referencing something that is there or maybe is no longer there, right? So maybe this thing has disappeared. And now, having known that and shown this person that thing or lack of thing, it's not, he doesn't want it to get messy now. So I really do like that it was and then now. And again, like this all just happens in the first two lines. So I really love that, and I think it was definitely a good way to introduce the song. And so after that, there's two more lines to the chorus. So this song starts with the chorus and then goes into the verse. So after the first four lines of the first chorus, the percussion comes in with that same guitar. So the guitar continues, and the percussion comes in halfway through the first chorus, which is the beginning of the song. And so I really love the first line of the second half. So it's, I don't think I can hold it. And it definitely makes me think of hold yourself up and hold yourself in, which if you watch last week's video would make more sense. Just because, just holding it. But definitely when you listen to the rest of this chorus, it's not like a sad or upset thing. It's definitely like an angry, don't care anymore sort of a thing. The rest of the chorus is basically saying that this is all BS and that he wants this person to shut the F up. So yeah, it's definitely not like I'm trying not to panic or get upset sort of a thing. It's like I'm trying to hold this in and be polite to you, but really I think this is totally like total BS, and I just like want you to stop talking. So at least in my opinion, I feel like that's more of an angry trying to hold it together and not so much of a hold yourself up and hold yourself in moment. But it still made me think of it the first time I heard it, so that's why I talked about it. Anyway, so then the percussion drops and the verse starts. And what I love about this verse in particular is the lines are kind of like the way that it's chopped, right? Each line is not necessarily a full thought, and so it goes into the next line. So it might end with, like, the first line ends with the word was, in not a questioning way. And then like the second line continues that with that was and continues on. So I kind of love that it's just the way it's saying words are held and pushed together, and it works. It's so good, again, especially because the instruments are so simple in terms of just like presence and also changing of beat and things like that. So just the fact that the singing in and of itself makes the song so dynamic, again, makes it so good. And I really, really like the verse in particular. I mean, is good. I like some of the words, which I'll talk about now. Yeah, sorry. So I really like the entire verse just in general. So first he talks about like not wanting to talk about this thing anymore. He's like, I can't do this again. And how like in the past it was a better time. But the lines in particular that I really love have to do with the reason that he gives, why it was a better time. And so the reason is because I guess I meant it. And I just like love that in general, just because it's such an interesting like qualifier that I think people tend not to think about when they're, you know, reflecting on an experience or something that has happened. Like, did you mean it? Like, was that something that you were like passionate about, and does that enhance the experience, right? Does going in meaning that you're, you know, knowing that you mean what you're going to be saying and what you're going to be meaning your actions in a passionate way. Like I don't know, I think that definitely is in my head like a deeper line than is on the surface, especially in terms of thinking like, I mean, how many times do you do something that you're not really like necessarily think, just the thought of am I going to mean what I say and do in this situation? I mean, you know, work is such an easy example to talk about. You know, you go to work because you have to, right? But are you always meaning everything? And yeah, like it just like has this fine line of, can you mean everything you say or do in a situation? Like at some point, like when does like politeness need to come in? Like, I don't know. There's just so much in that, I guess, like, because I guess I meant it, right? Like, that's why this was a better time, right? Is because I was like in it and I meant it. And again, like if you're thinking in terms of love, right? Like, yes, I meant that I loved you and I meant all of those things. So for me, it was a better time because I meant those things. So yeah, like, I don't know, just definitely an interesting concept to me. And I think this is, I mean, for me, this is definitely the first time I've really been thinking about like the difference between a time where I've had a really good time doing something versus a time where I haven't. And it's because maybe I like was meaning to be there and I meant to be in it and I meant to do it versus just like, whatever. Like, I don't know. I feel like now I'm going to be thinking about things like that. And I love that this song and this like tiny little line like made that a reality. So yeah, I definitely like that line. And then, so then like a couple words happen and then he talks about like upward now. And then shortly after that, it says, I still can't come down. So again, I like that he kind of introduces that upwardness. So you're thinking like above, higher. And then I love the word still, right? I still can't come down. So I like that it makes you kind of think like, okay, well, so maybe this whole like upward motion and this whole still can't come down was a problem before all this like BS happened and all this like anger was there. So I don't know, I just again really think it's a lot of interesting concepts and definitely makes me think and want to know more about the lyrics in general of this song. So yeah, so really like that part of this song. I think it's a really great part. And also, like on top of that, so meant is saying so well. The word now after upward now is saying really like in an interesting way. And then he holds the word down, and I mean he like holds it, and it just kind of is. Oh, it's so good. Like just so well done lyrically, and really made me think. But then also just so well done like musically, and really caught my attention just with the changes of the way that he sings the words. Like just so fantastic. So then the percussion comes in for the chorus from the start this time. So the chorus is saying again with no changes lyrically. And then the only change is that the percussion is there from the beginning to the end. So it definitely is a full percussion, full sound for the whole chorus. So then there's this really drastic music change. And according to the internet, it's called the post-chorus. I guess I would technically call this part the bridge if I was the one who was doing this, which is kind of cool because the bridge actually, again, in my terms, will come before the second verse. So I kind of like that switch up. So again, it goes chorus, first verse, chorus, and then this like bridge part, and then second verse, and then chorus again. So definitely an interesting setup in general. But yeah, so anyway, so the music changes pretty drastically, and I love all the lines, but it's only 4 lines, but I really especially love the first 2 lines. I think all 4 lines are great, but the first 2 are especially great. And so the first 2 are, would you ever change this? Could you ever take control of yourself? So I love, love, love the difference between would and could. I think would is like just more like explicitly a choice, right? Like will you, like would you, like it's, you are choosing. Will you choose this or will you choose that? It is a choice. Either you will or you will not. Like there is no question of capability. Whereas then when you get to the word could, he's saying, could you take control of yourself? So now, I mean, don't get me wrong, could be used, right, as a choice word. Can you get this for me? Could you get that? Right? You're choosing, yes, I could, or no, I can't. But when you say could, you're immediately putting an element of capability in there. So it's possible that this line is partially saying, like, is it even possible? So listen, will you change, right? You are, yes, you will, or no, you will not. That is a choice, and there is nothing else to say. It is a choice. Whereas this could, now that you put this word could in there, it's like, well, wait a minute. Now you kind of have a choice, but even given the choice, it might still not be possible. Like you might not be able to do this just because of pure capability. And then the next line starts with can, right? So it's, can someone explain this to me? So, or something like that. I may be paraphrasing there. But again, so you go from would, could to can. So I just, especially the can in that last line is in my opinion more about capability, right? Like, can somebody even put words to this craziness? But what I do love again is that would to could. Like, so first you're just choosing, and now you're really kind of like thinking, well, wait a minute, now are you capable of taking control of yourself on top of being able to change? So I don't know, I just, again, the lyrics in that one particular part, maybe I'm thinking too much, and maybe it was just like I didn't want to say would twice, but I think it's interesting, and again, especially given the fact that I've been like diving so deep into these lyrics as it is so far, I definitely like that part, and I think it was a good choice. So then the music changes back to just the guitar for, again, what I'm going to call the second verse, even though it's considered the bridge. And so I really love the third and fourth line. I think I'm burning out this time around. I guess I really meant it. So I love that they brought back the I guess. I think that is fantastic. And I super, super, super love the word really, right? So the first time it just says, I guess I meant it. And now this time, I guess I really meant it. And I especially love that it comes right after I'm burning out this time, like, or this time around. So I just like love that is associated together, right? Well, this time I'm burning out, like I'm not going to be able to recover. I'm done. And it's because I guess that means I really meant it. So I love that, like, just in general. But also now I'm super curious. So what is this next time around? Like, are you with the same person in this same relationship? Or are you now with a different person in the same type of relationship as this original relationship? And so burning out, are you going to be like trying to be better and be better so that it's harder, so that you're, you know, putting more effort in, and now you're going to burn yourself out because you want to be better? Or are you going to be making the same mistakes and have this like epic just like scale of failure. So is that why you're burning out? So again, I think it's definitely a lot to like think about and kind of go through, like, what does it mean this time around, and what does it mean to burn out? Are you burning out in a positive way? Like, I'm just so like focused and going and going and going that I'm going to burn myself out. I mean, obviously burning out in general is not good, but I think that, you can burn out in trying to do something that's good versus burnout in like, I'm just going to burn out because I'm just going to be spinning my wheels and the same things are going to be happening over and over again, and I'm eventually just like, that's it, I'm going to be done. So yeah, I definitely think, again, this is just like, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I do think that it is a super interesting lyric because you don't really know what does it mean, especially this time around. Like, I would really love to know, what that intention was behind that. And then, so after that, actually the first two lines of this verse are repeated. And I think the repetition here is fantastic, especially because the second line that's repeated is, you didn't make a sound about those. And the first time it's kind of just chopped, right? So it's like, you didn't make a sound about those. And then it kind of gets chopped and it goes into that third, I think I'm burning out this time around, whatever. But when it's repeated this time, the line following actually like relates to that word those. So it's, you don't make a sound about those things, I guess I made a big deal. So I just like love that now that word those makes sense with that second line. And again, if you listen to the song and hear how it's saying, it actually almost seems like it's the same line when he goes from those things. So I really like that you're now kind of given a glimpse into this line. And it's not just necessarily a random those, it is something. It's those things that I made a big deal. And then to follow that up, not only is that fantastic, but the next line is, it's in my head. So I just like love that you are given this impression that he's blown these things out of proportion, but it's all like in his mind, right? So these things that are a huge deal to him are not a big deal to this person, and this person hasn't said anything, and that makes it an even bigger deal. You're like, this is a huge deal. Why are you not communicating about this? Why are you not having an opinion? Or why are you not, like, I'm trying to, like, this is a huge thing, and you're just, there's nothing. You're just silent. You're not saying anything. So I really love that. And again, especially with the whole like in your head thing, I think it's great. And also the way that in your head is saying is pretty great too. So the music stops completely for that line, and like gang vocals come in. So that line is saying with gang vocals with no music behind it. And then the word head is repeated with that gang vocal sound. So I really, really love that was a pretty big change. And again, also like that is a huge change and a huge thing for this song in particular, because it's so different and with no music behind it. I mean, now you have to kind of reevaluate the whole song in general. Like all of this like BS and all of this anger, like, is it really just in his head? Or is this like an actual reason to be upset with this person? So definitely a cool line and a cool thing to happen towards the end of the song. I really like that. And then after that, the music comes back in with the chorus. And again, it's that full with both the guitar and the percussion. And so then the chorus is saying that one more time, and then 4 words before the end, the music just stops, and then the 4 words are saying, and that's the end of the song. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about new music from Oliver Tree. I cannot wait to see him again. And let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and comment. This artist in particular is super interesting. So if you haven't checked him out, please do, and let me know what you think, because I love to know your opinion. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.